A local mom is bringing the community together to spread awareness about autism. Joining me today is Deetra Robertson and her son, Marshall. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, thank you for having us.
No problem. Can I call you D?
Yeah, you call me D, that's it.
Oh, okay, that sounds good to me.
That's better.
All right, well, D, y'all have that autism walk as well as the breakfast that's happening in April.
Yes.
So before we get to that, tell me a little bit about your story, because you first found out Marshall had autism when he was 3 years old.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about that.
So I found out Marshall had autism at 3. I decided to leave the pediatrician and go to a developmental specialist so we can make sure that we found out and got what was right for Marshall. I did that, and we're here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a high school student.
Yes, he's a high school student at Lucy High School.
So was this journey kind of difficult? Did you have maybe folks you could look up to who had children with autism, or were you just by yourself?
I was by myself. I was by myself. So that's why I started my organization, Moms.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah.
Yes, which is moving over mountains against autism. When it happened to me, I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have the resources, anything to find out about Marshall. So I educated myself, and that's where I am now.
Was that difficult for you to do?
It was difficult for me to do, but I did it.
Yeah. I guess that's a mother's love, huh?
Yes, a mother's love and never giving up.
There you go. Yeah, so let's talk about that walk. This is the first time that's happening here in Augusta. So why was it so important for you to do this first time ever?
First time ever. I had said I wanted to do it when I started my breakfasts, but I was, kind of laid back about it, and then COVID hit, and then I was like, no, we need to bring more awareness. That way we can have people out to see, they can meet vendors. You have so much other stuff that can come out, and there's so much resources that's out there. My organization, Mom, is under an umbrella with Oni Poe. She has a filling in the gaps, and what they do, we fill in the gaps for mothers dealing with anything. Suicide prevention, mental health, you name it.
So it's not just autism?
Mine is autism. I'm the autism part under her, but under filling in the gap is everything.
So you're all filling in the gap for everything.
Filling in the gap for everything. You need it, you call me or Ani. We can help you.
Sounds good to me. Tell me the date and time of the walk as well as the breakfast.
Okay, so the walk is April the 2nd. Registration starts at 8. The walk starts, registration starts at 8. The walk starts at 10. And the breakfast is April the 29th, and we're going to have that start about 9:30, 10 o'clock as well, and that's going to be at the library downtown.
Is this free and open to the public?
It is free and open to the public, but we would like people to donate to it. Every year it's always free, but that's how it is.
I understand. Dee, what was the hardest part of this journey for you?
It really wasn't a hard part for me, to be honest with you, because as I was going through this journey, I was learning more from Marshall, so I didn't make it hard. So the best thing that I can say for any mother that's dealing with a child with autism, early intervention is the key.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And are you guys on social media for your organization?
Yes, my organization is on social media. You can look it up as Moms Moving Over Mountains Against Autism.
Okay, I just noticed your earrings.
Yes, are they cute?
Yeah, they are. Did you make them, or did you purchase them or something?
Well, I have a friend named Nicole, and she always does my earrings for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we need to get Nicole out there too, so we can get some business for her as well. I like them.
Hopefully she'll be at the walk with a vendor table as well.
Sounds good to me. Anything else y'all would like to add?
No, that's really about it. Just making sure that everybody's aware of it. Making sure they also know about not only are we having this walk and this breakfast, but every third Tuesday we do a parent night. And when we do our parent night, it's across the board, all kind of resources for people to find out about. And that's one thing that about autism and any special need, we need the resources. It's here in Augusta, but you just need to know about it.
And have you gotten any feedback from the folks who participated in your program?
Yes, I've got a lot of calls. I think that this time it went overwhelming. Yeah.
Okay.
It was touching. Yes.
Yeah. And Marshall, I heard you like to cook.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do?
Cook, sing, and dance.
Okay. So you can sing a little bit. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to listen to you one day.
You gonna tell him who your favorite singer is?
Yes.
Who is it?
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So for Halloween, his teacher kept telling me that Marshall said he was going to be Bruno Mars, and I was like, okay, Bruno Mars, whatever. But he was serious about it, and he really did it.
Wow.
And so we ended up doing a live on Facebook, and he sung the whole Bruno song for him.
Wow.
So it was nice, and that's something about autism that people need to know. The struggles that they tell us that we used to couldn't do, because I think Marshall was probably about 5 when he really started talking. So just to have the reaching, couldn't explain nothing to me, and then all of a sudden to have this is like, yeah. But you never want to tell I always had this thing, oh, if my baby talk, I never tell him to be quiet, I promise you. But now I'm like, okay.
Baby, I'm thankful, but it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, praise the Lord. Well, Dee, Marshall, thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it.
So we thank you so much for having us.
No problem. Y'all have a good day.
You do the same.
And we'll be right back.